Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? Y'all, if you was catching me like all up in the live just a minute ago, it's cause like something had popped up. So I was like, what is that? But how are y'all doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Today we're talking about how to deepen our relationships. That's what we're talking about today. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. So, today's prompt says, think about a moment you chose understanding over judgment. And, baby, I'm a judge. I be judging people, so that's one thing I had to really think about. I said, let me really think about this one. Let me go ahead and add a Q&A. Yay, they got the Q&A. They let me do the Q&A today. Yay. Yay. Okay. So we're going to ask, when did you choose understanding over? When did you choose understanding? How can I do this? How do you choose understanding? I don't know. Let me think about it. Because I don't know about this question. I don't know. When understanding. Hey, DRK Blogs. Hey, friend. When did you choose understanding? Let's just try it. And then I'll do a pinned comment as well. Because I think I'm not able to really put the whole question, like how I want to put the whole question today. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? One thing that be irritating me is this YouTube. YouTube will irritate me. Hey, y'all. Namaste. Hey, Brian. Hey, Trunky. Am I lost? Unfortunately, I am not lost. I am found. I am here and I am found. I have found myself. It's 4:37. Why are you up so early? Is that what time you wake up in the morning? Is that what time you wake up? I'm sorry, y'all. Don't get motion sickness. Don't get motion sickness, okay? Relax. You'll be okay. You will be okay. So now I'm going to pin a comment below to ask our question. Then why are you outside the kitchen? Are you lost? Oh, that's why you said, are you lost? I don't know. I don't know, friend. Trunky. Okay, friend. So what that mean? Why? That mean you can't go to sleep? What did you being physically handicapped mean? Because it's 4:37. Why are you not asleep? Yo, boy. Wait. I'm reading different people's comments. Hey, Elliot. Am I missing something? Oh, I thought that Trunky is the one who said, are you lost? I'm reading different stuff. Go to the kitchen. I need to go to the kitchen. I just got out the kitchen. Because that's what I be doing in the kitchen. I be eating. Brian, can you send me some groceries so I can stock my kitchen? Hey, Armin. How y'all doing today? Brian, if you send some groceries so I can stock the kitchen, I will be in the kitchen. Send the groceries and send an Amazon gift card so I can get some new kitchen supplies as well. Okay, Brian? And I think we got a solid thing on our hands. I think we got a solid one on our hands, friend. So, we're manifesting love and belonging today. make a cooking video live. I'm not a chef though. I'm not someone who, you know, want to cook on live now. I make some eggs and some bacon on live. Y'all gonna see that air fryer. There ain't much after that. Cause you got the air fryer for the bacon. You got the stove top for the eggs. Then I might just cut me up some fruit. Baby, the meal over. Hey, LNG. Hello, hello. How y'all doing today? Go eat live at Popeyes. Okay, I'll do that if you send me a Popeyes gift card. Because I can't do no free promo. Hey, Giselle. Okay. So the question above says, when did you choose understanding? I'm going to clarify it. I'm going to pin a comment and clarify it, y'all, okay? When did you choose understanding over judgment in a relationship? You said when you went to jail. Why are everybody talking about how poor they are? What is y'all talking about? It's not okay to be going around everywhere talking about how poor y'all are. It's not healthy. The reason why I say that is because you are manifesting. You are allowing other people to co-create reality with you. And you are manifesting more poverty. So it's not that you're poor, it's that you're learning how to make money. It's not that you're poor, it's that you've had trials and tribulations. Now you have many lessons to learn from. Now you have a foundation of knowledge of things not to do. Y'all not poor, y'all learning. You still figuring it out, and that's okay. Being wealthy is a mindset, exactly. You got to be wealthy mentally before, I mean, I'm not going to say you have to be, because shoot, some people do not be mentally wealthy. But it is a good thing to do. It is a good thing to try to do. At least try to be wealthy mentally before you know, expect the money. Welcome, Trunky. Welcome to the community, Goku. Am I? When I was like in elementary school, we used to say gay means happy. That's what we used to say when I was in elementary school. Gay means happy, so. Okay. So this is the topic. Oh, that's not what I meant to pin. See? There we go. So I pinned the comment down below. This is the topic that we're talking about today. And it is, when did you choose understanding over judgment in your relationships? Because this is what's going to support people in deepening their relationships. You said, Mother promise and all God's promise, I'm physically okay. When am I ending the stream? I don't know, maybe like an hour from now. We're gonna be on here for a while. We just started. It's less than 10 minutes that we've been on here, so we literally just started. Yeah. There are so many things that will work out. Now, mind you, when did we choose understanding over judgments? I hope that I don't get the topic and like go off deep in the left field with this topic, because I was thinking about a very serious topic the other night that kind of coincides with having to understand people instead of just, you know, judging them. And it has to do with jealousy, dealing with jealousy in relationships. So I want to know if you guys can go ahead and answer this question. If you've been in a relationship, been in a friendship, a family relationship, a work relationship, where something happened and you maybe didn't even comprehend, like you didn't understand, why is this person doing this? What's going on? Why does this person believe this? Why is this person acting like this? And instead of being like, this person's weird, or this person, something's, you know, this person's annoying. You was just like, you know what, let me get more information, let me figure out what's actually going on with this person, and you chose to understand them. So y'all let me know if y'all ever went through that. Let me know. We're going to keep the conversation going, and I want to talk about what it means to judge, because I judge people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not lying. I do be judging people. I do think that I also have, because I am, you know, intuitive and I can be empathetic, I would judge people on top of maybe seeing what the problem is. Like, I'll be like, okay, well, obviously this person is acting like this because they mama didn't like them and they got a bad relationship with them, and, you know, maybe because you just lost your job. Oh, I got a perfect example. I chose to understand bullies, but I still don't like them and I'm still judging them. I feel like judgment is probably one of my biggest things that I could work on, but I don't really care to work on it right now in my life because I don't want to. But I would prefer to get more information, trying to figure out what's really going on before I make a final judgment. Because I think judging people is a natural thing that we do. It's like a cost risk factor. Like, we are looking at these people, seeing how they act, and then we're like, okay, do I like this person? Yes or no? Do I care for this person? Yes or no? Like, you know, it's kind of like our system is constantly analyzing the room, the environment that we're in all the time. And that's what judgment looks like to me. But I'm going to get a definition for y'all, because I think that a definition can definitely guide this conversation a little bit better. So, and I also want to go into what understanding means as well. So let me go ahead and get into that right now. So judging means to form an opinion or conclusion about someone or something without a lot of information, or based on a limited amount of information. So if you see a man on the street, he look homeless, and you gonna look at him like, oh, he homeless, he dirty, ill, and you walk away. It's like, yeah, he may look that way surface level, but you don't really know who this individual person is. Hey, early girly. You don't know who this person is. You can't really make a judgment off of his character. You can't make a judgment off of his mentality, because all you see is surface level. You don't know what got that person in that predicament. You don't know, you know, maybe if it was, he was in the military, he has mental health issues. Maybe he had just went through a crazy time in his life where he lost everything. You know, you don't really know what goes on in somebody else's world. So sometimes you do have to just sit back and say, you know, I may feel this way off rip, but I don't have to follow and go deeper into that feeling about this individual if I don't have more information about him. Thank you, girlie. Oh, girl. Well, kudos to you, baby. Kudos to you. I know you had a good day. Congratulations, baby girl. So that was the best part about your day? So sometimes when we judge people, we can judge them as unworthy to receive something. Yeah, it's okay, early. It be like that sometimes, but I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking, because YouTube, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I'm learning how to work the social medias. Getting off topic, but, you know, I had a big growth spurt. That was my first experience at, like, ever having that. And now it kind of went down. But at the same time, it feels good, because I still have consistent people who come on here and who communicate and who engage in the chat, who actually enjoy these conversations. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, that kind of sucked, but at the same time, it's like, oh, this is cool still. Like, this is still good. But it's definitely me learning the YouTube algorithm. This is a everyday, a new thing to figure out. Hello, Carlos. It's a new thing to figure out, and I'm with it. Hey, we here. I'm gonna still be here. So, regardless if it's one person, 10, 2,000, I'm be on here because I got stuff to talk about. So, anywho. So when you judge people, it's putting a barrier in between y'all. Did I get your email? Yeah, I got your email, girly. I'm sorry. I need to respond to you, baby. I'm sorry. I got your email, girly. Don't worry. I'm gonna send it out before the end of the week. You gonna know for sure because I'm gonna send you information to let you know. Don't worry. Don't worry, girl. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. So don't worry. So when you judge people, you're putting them based off of limited information, based off of no information. You're putting them in a category of unworthiness. You're criticizing them. You're dismissing them. You're labeling them as something, even when you don't really know who these people are. You may judge somebody, and you'll judge them in the mindset or in the tone of that they're not worthy, that they should be ashamed of themselves. You may be dismissing them. It almost gives like, working as a server, and then you treating the server bad just because you see them as, oh, they're just a server. You're belittling somebody's character, belittling somebody's existence because you don't deem who they are, who they show up to be as worthy of respect, really. Worthy of respect, worthy of care, worthy of love is what judging people can look like. And yeah, I think that judging has to be one of those things that you have to really be like okay with doing. Like with me, I don't know, at this point in my life, I don't feel no ways about judging people. Maybe because I don't judge people in a harsh light. It's not like I'm just bullying people. It's not like I'm going around gossiping about people or nothing. It's all like, I see you. And a lot of times, people who I judge are people who bother me first. I think that's what it'd be for me. If I'm judging somebody, it's because you bothered me first. Your existence has bothered me in some way, somehow, some shape, or form. You disturb my mental and physical peace, and you gotta go. That's how I be feeling when I start judging people. So I know you don't watch TV. I do watch TV, girl. I do watch TV. I just don't have a TV in my bedroom. I just have a TV in my living room. But if you do, you should watch Unknown Number by High School. I keep seeing that on everywhere. It's trending everywhere. I started watching it, and then I saw that they tell her at the end. I feel like I already done watched the whole movie because it's on social media all the time. But I already know that they found out that it was her mama. I'm like, girl, I could only imagine. Your mama do all that to you. Now your mama got to get beat up. Hey, John. Now my mama got to get smushed in the face. Y'all, they crazy. Then I heard that everybody actually knew it was the mama. I'm like, you can always tell an older woman who got a child mentality. Because you ain't got no life if you doing all that to your daughter. You don't have no life. So, but yeah. So back to what I was saying. Do you want to come up here, baby? Because you shouldn't be scratching my chair. Yeah. The mama obviously hated herself. The mama obviously hated herself because how would you tell the product of who you are all that? That's crazy. But hey, it happened. Sometimes you gotta learn that your mama your biggest op. And that, hey, you learn that, you move on. But yeah, girl, that's crazy. So back to the conversation with judging. So judging somebody can look like you keep seeing somebody who come late and you think, oh, she's irresponsible, she is childish, she's this because she's always late. And in reality, you don't know if she's dealing with, you know, a sick family member, having multiple children, being maybe even a single mom. You trying to understand, Carlos? I got you, friend. Being a single mother, she may be dealing with some type of mental health issue and not getting the support that she needs, and these are reasons why she could be showing up late. Now, professionally, I mean, you don't have to say she's irresponsible, but you can still make a judgment about someone's behavior and say, hey, she keeps showing up late. There is something wrong. Now, the difference between that is that the first one is like, something's wrong with this person. She's irresponsible. The second one is being more aware of the situation and saying, this is the reality of what's happening. There could be something wrong. If she's not able to show up on time, what can we do? So that's when you start choosing understanding, is when you shift from making allegations towards a person, judging somebody's character, to what can I do to give more information about her showing up late so that we can support her in showing up on time. That's the difference between judging and understanding. Also, when it comes to judging people, you'll see people gossiping a lot more. Gossiping creates judgment of other people because gossip doesn't usually come in a positive light. If somebody's talking about you positively, then it's no longer gossip. Like, it could be gossip like, oh, she's about to get a raise. That's gossip around the office. What else could it be? Oh, she about to move. Oh, she about to get a reward. It gives me spreading the good news. I don't know. That gives me spreading the good news. Not really too much gossiping, but just understand that if you are involved in gossiping, you could possibly be involved with judging other people as well, because you don't know those individuals, and you're taking all the information that you're getting secondhand to formulate an understanding about somebody else, instead of just going and being like, hey, who are you? How can I get to know you? Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, Mr. Singleton. So mind you, that's how it deepens the relationship altogether, is because when you can understand somebody, you are more aware of them and you can see them in a better light without dragging them down negatively. You try not to be involved in gossip. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to gossip. I want to know. Now, one thing about me, and mind you, like, when I tell you I learned, like, this is firsthand knowledge. I just recently have to go through this. I will listen to gossip. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what everybody's talking about. But will I make a whole judgment off of somebody else's gossip? The reason why I say this is because this is actually a perfect story to tell y'all when it comes to judging versus understanding and deepening relationships. Because with that, I kept telling y'all all about the drama that I kept going through for a very long time with women who don't have no life. And they started pretty quickly with the gossip, because one individual had drama prior to us working together. They took the drama that they heard from those people, including another person, all the drama that they heard from these people, and then they took that, formulated a judgment, and then treated the girl in a particular way because of all the information that they heard from these people. And the problem with that is that you don't know none of these people. Oh, girl, you said I'm trying not to say it. But you funny, girl. John said gossiping is the worst. Yeah, it can be. It can be. And so they took all that information and treated her in a particular way, not knowing her story, not knowing that this year 8 people died in her family, you know. And so they treated her in a particular way. Not only did they make my life a living hell, they made her life a living hell, and they made their life a living hell, all because of what? Gossip, judging people instead of choosing to understand. But because I sat there and I chose to say, let me get to know this person before I make my own judgments. I'm not saying that some of the gossip wasn't right, but the way that another person perceives her is going to be completely different than how I perceive her. And although this individual, she did have some issues, she also needed just a little bit more support. You know, one of my biggest things was, if you don't know how to do a split screen on a computer and you don't use ChatGPT, you don't use AI, you are already behind when it comes to working with people, because I'm using AI to get some work done. I'm not about to sit up here and do all the work by myself, because time is of the essence when you're a busy person. So, you know, me, I sat there, chose to understand, and guess what I did? I taught her how to work more efficiently. And if it wasn't for me, all the people who kept complaining about this person, gossiping about her work ethic, didn't realize, bitch, you have an upper hand. And you're not sharing the goodies. You're not sharing the wealth of knowledge. And then you're just gossiping, judging this person. And then you not helping her. Like, that don't make sense to me. Especially if I have to work with you, we got to work together. I'm anybody who I have to work with, you're not going to drag me down. I'm going to teach you everything that I know so you can figure it out by yourself. So that's one of the things I can definitely say I have definitely chosen to understand somebody before judging them. And I've taken the information and I put it to the side to be aware of it. But I didn't make a conclusion about this girl based off of other people's information. You said gossiping ain't always true and can ruin somebody's life and career. And exactly. And I watched that happen. That's why you listen, you be aware of it, but you don't treat people differently based off of somebody else's gossip. You got to see it happen in action. That doesn't mean that you can't have boundaries against somebody or with people. Hey, Real Rico, that don't mean you can't have no boundaries with people. That just means that you take it one foot at a time, take that relationship slowly, and just be more aware of what may be happening around that relationship. So not even only that, when it came to gossip, the same girl who was gossiping about this individual was gossiping about me. And thankfully, I have people who care about me, who checked her and was like, you don't know her. You don't know her. Like, thank God I have people who care about me and people who I care about who didn't go for listening to that and checked her on it. But imagine, let me tell you exactly what happened. So we was doing some work. We was at an event where we had to sign up for stuff. Now, me and my people, we locked in. So when I sign up for myself, I sign up for my people. That's just how I work. That's just who I am. So what happened was I went and signed up, and I put my name first, and I put all my people's names second, third, fourth, and fifth, because that's just how I am. And then the girl, I went back up there, and somebody's name was above my name. And so she was up there, and I said, girl, not you put your name above my name, not you put your name first. And then she goes, oh, well, I have medical conditions. I just had surgery. You know, I just had major organ surgery. So, you know, I have like accommodations. That's why I'm going to always go first. And so when she said that, I literally felt so bad. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, we walked downstairs together. We took the elevator together. I sincerely apologized to this girl. I let her, I made a comment. I was like, girl, how can I get accommodations? Because how can I get accommodations? Thank you, Ashu. Let me screenshot this, because I gotta make a video for y'all. I gotta make a video for y'all with the lip combo. You said you can't call it. Okay, period. Go get the money. I love that for you. So, thank you, Ashu. Thank you, baby. So, mind you, that happened, right? I didn't have no beef with her. I even was like talking to my friends, and I was like, oh my God, I kind of feel so bad that this just happened. My friends was like, girl, don't worry about it. But you know me, I'm like, you know, I didn't want to come off like as rude. Girl, why this same girl start going around telling people I had a bad experience with Meiana? Didn't even tell them that I apologized and I was sincerely sorry about the situation. So now she got people going around telling people, oh, I heard Meiana is a troublemaker. So that's why I don't listen to no gossip. And I especially don't listen to no gossip with people who don't look like me. Hey, Evelyn. I do not listen to gossip And when I say look like me, I don't even care about the color. I mean my culture. Because just because you the same color as me don't mean we people. So I don't even listen to gossip, because when I tell you that rubbed me the whole wrong way. Thank you, Emily. Hey, Evelyn, I think I said hi to you, but hey again, girl. Thank you, Emily, girling. John said, Meiana sound like she having a conversation with her best friend. I be talking to y'all like y'all my friends. Y'all know how many stories I be telling y'all. I be telling y'all, don't let me go off into a rant talking about this stuff, because I will. But this is why I say choosing to judge people without understanding them. You only hear from one side of the story, and if you don't know that this girl is weird as fuck, this bitch a weirdo, don't let me start talking to y'all like y'all really my friends, because I'll get into it. I'll get into it. I'm gonna talk to y'all like y'all my friends. I don't care. But no, for real, this bitch a weirdo, and she obviously ain't got no life, and she obviously get her feelings hurt too easily. Because if you had a problem, you could have said that to me. You had a bad experience with me, and I apologize to you. And I'm not gonna say I don't feel sorry no more, but just know I don't like you. I don't like it, and I don't like you. So that's why I truly stand on choosing to understand before judging people. But if you throw a shot at me, if you disrupt my peace, bitch, I'm judging you. I don't care. There's certain people who I'll understand if I don't know you, never did nothing to me. But once you cross the line and you cross my boundary of respect, and I hear firsthand from a trusted resource, bitch, it's over for you. So, but just know, I know for sure that everybody who do me wrong, their life go to hell. So it happened every time. John said Geminis can talk. Hey, Etienne, baby. Hi, always beautiful with a soft baby-like face. Etienne, why you always do quotation marks? Are you translating? As you said, can I be your friend? Of course, friend. We friends. We're friends. We're friends. What's up? Friend, tell me about your day. So that was on judging. Let's talk about understanding. So when you try to understand people, don't be listening to people's gossiping. Now, if somebody go and say he beat babies up, he kicked the kids, and he slapped old women, and you actually see him do it, make the judgment and go about your day. There are certain things you can listen to. If you see the valid proof, you don't have to go and understand people. Now, I will say, and mind you, I just saw 3303 when I just said this. I will say that some people choose understanding way too often. You do not have to understand everybody. You can judge some people. Okay? You don't have to try to understand everybody. You're not a missionary. You're not a martyr. You're not Jesus Christ. You're not the Buddha. You do not have to understand everybody. It is okay to be like, you ain't got to make a full judgment and be like, oh, she a raggedy hoe. But you can be like, something about her energy don't mesh with mine, and I'm okay with staying over here. I'm okay with staying over here. Because I've definitely done that. There's people who I don't know, and I'd be like, I heard stories from my friends, and I've had experiences. I don't have to go and have to understand you. I don't have to get to know you, talk to you. I've seen enough. So I'm going to just stay over here, and you enjoy your life over there. That's how I feel sometimes. But this is just me. Y'all make y'all's own conclusions. Be yourself. Understanding, when you try to understand somebody, you're seeking to perceive the reasons, the context of what's going on, or their perspective behind a behavior, feelings, or choices. So you see somebody, she said, I don't want to take care of my kids, so I'm going to get them up for adoption. You don't go and be like, you ain't shit ass mama. You ain't shit. Sometimes you can be like, well, why? And then they'll be like, well, my mom gave me up for adoption, and I just don't feel like I could be a good mother. And I love my adopted parents, and I think that my child would have a better life with them. And then you'd be like, oh. Or they'll be like, I actually have mental illness issues that I don't think that I could, you know, take care of a child. And you'd be like, oh, you know, now you understand why they're making these decisions. When you choose to understand, you're in the mindset of you're curious. You're not shaming these people. You're not like, what's wrong with this person? It's like, what's wrong with this person? You know, it's two different tones. When you shame somebody, like, what's wrong with you? Versus, what's wrong with you? You know, you get it? So your focus is on being empathetic, seeing things within a context or within a perspective. So let me see if I can try to explain context. How can I explain context? This is how I can explain it. Colors. Let's see if I can tie it together, because it's how I see it. So colors. You have a red color. You have this one particular red color, and you have it around all different types of other colors that are like yellow, brown, green. You're going to see that in that particular context. But if you put this red color around all different types of reds, it's going to look differently. Have y'all ever seen those quizzes, those tests where they put different colors and like you see the color looks different, but then they be like, it's the same color, but when you put them in different areas, they look different? Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So here's one. So you see how these are the same colors, but in a different context, they just show up differently. Or even like they may look the exact same, but they show up differently. It's a different context that they're in. You're gonna see it differently. You're gonna perceive it differently. Oh my God. Even like this one. These are the same purple colors in it. Right? Same purple colors. But when you start changing the context that it's in, it looks differently. It shows up differently. See how this purple pop out more over here versus the other ones? Hey, Clarence. So that's what I mean when I say seeing things in context of what's going on. You're going to always be locked into a certain perspective. You can't really control that. You can't see everything. You're not God. But what you can do is just try to see as much as you can. You don't have to see everything. You just see as much as you can. Take what you can see and keep it pushing. You know? So when you're trying to understand somebody, you're going to be a lot more patient with them. You may not even be too emotionally attached. I feel like when you judge somebody, you're emotionally attached to the judgment. But when you're trying to understand somebody, you're not as emotionally attached. Interesting. You're going to be more compassionate. You're going to be a little bit more patient. You're going to be a lot more open. And what happens is when you start understanding, we always talk about bonds, manifestation in bonds. You're going to build a connection. The relationship will feel a lot more safer. And there's a possibility for some type of change, whether that be just within who you are as a person, how you show up, or in the relationship that y'all have. You said it's been raining? I need a little bit of rain. It's not raining here. It's warm. But it has been raining a lot this year. I don't know what's been going on. Hey Hassan. Thank you. I am having a good day. I have to step on people's necks today. Not too much, but when I think about it, I think about judging is a constricting experience versus understanding is an expansive experience. The thing about it, I'm going to say this one more time. When you choose to understand people, you don't have to understand everything. You know, we talk about the girls who will risk their whole life for a man. And they be like, well, his mama was a crackhead and his daddy never came back from the store to get the milk, and he lived with his auntie, and his auntie never fed him and left him to go fend for himself, which is why he started to go out in the streets. And I just don't want to treat him like how his mama, his daddy, his auntie treated him. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to make sure I pay for everything for him. And I'm going to apply for jobs for him. And even when he yells at me, I'm just going to, you know, love him still because he's been so hurt in the past. I understand him. And even though he keeps getting me kicked out of my apartments, and even though he takes my car when I'm at work and he never fills the gas tank up, and I think that I saw somebody's hair bow and earring left in my car yesterday, I'm going to choose to understand him. That's not okay. Should be a boundary with understanding people. You should not be emotionally attached to understanding some of these people. That's not okay. Hassan said, that's what's up. Understanding is the way of life. Yeah. Where are you at? I forgot. You know where I am, Clarence. You know where I am, Clarence. Don't play. Cornbread. You know where I am. Don't play with me. So, understanding, judging kind of puts put a knife in it. You know how they be like, put a knife in it? That basically is like, end the conversation. Cut it off. I know, right, John? I know, right, John? Because guess what, Clarence? You can't use an old dog's tricks, baby. You see, that's how I get people caught up. I do it all the time. Don't play with me. Understanding is about exploring and opening up that conversation, open up a new conversation. So, then a can of oil, Rico, you funny. You're funny. No, but for real, I be doing that. Especially like if I'm like, I usually do that with people who I'm dating. So like they'll say one thing and I'll remember exactly what they said. But I will purposely like a week later bring up the conversation. But I'll be like let's just say they be like, oh yeah, I work at a law firm and this is what I do. And I don't have any kids and I live in this city. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I think that's so cool that you're a lawyer and that you told me that you have a daughter. What was your daughter's name again? And then I see what they say. I do it too. Clarence is a hoot. So I think that's a good technique if y'all want to get more information out of somebody. But you can't get information out the real G. What they say, G's move in silence. I should have never told y'all my tricks. G's move in silence like lasagna. So here's what it looked like in real life. So in relationships, judging in your relationships looks like this. You never listen to me. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my feelings. And understanding looks like, hey, you know, when you're looking at your phone while I'm talking, I kind of feel like you're not listening to me. I know that you probably want to listen to me, but it just feels like it may be a natural response to just get on your phone. And like when I talk, are you distracted? Like, do you have something to do right now? Are you stressed out about something? Do you want to talk about this later? Is this do you even want to talk about this, or would you prefer me to wait until later? Boom. You know, now you went from judging, boom, now you got into an argument because, you know, you never listen to me. It's like, I love you. What you talking about? Look what I just did for you. I'm here with you right now. What do you mean? I don't care about your feelings. What do you mean? Now it's like, you know what, babe? I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry that I was just on my phone. Really what's happening is I am a little stressed out right now. And, you know, I feel like I can't help you with this situation right now because my mind is a little bit all over the place. Because, you know, Brandy at work today. Why did Brandy run my foot over at work today? So my feet kind of hurt. You know, now you understand. You said I feel the same way. Don't be on your phone. Yeah, I feel you, because that is rude to be on your phone. But some people really do, like, some people was not raised with manners. They just don't understand. And you can't teach everybody nothing. Like I said, don't be trying to understand everybody. But you can understand a little bit. You can see where the conversation goes. You can see, you can communicate and understanding. But just because you communicate and understanding and they may respond, don't mean you gotta fuck with them. Because some things are disrespectful, especially when it happens consistently. At work, this is what it look like. You judging somebody. He lazy. He always late with his reports. Why he always showing up late in baggy clothes? He look like a bum. Versus understanding is, I noticed that he keeps struggling with these deadlines. Maybe I need to give him a little bit more defined instructions, clear instructions, set a date to support him. Or maybe he has too much on his plate. Let me see what I can do to support him so he can get this done quicker. So, like, you know, I remember one time, I wish somebody would try to judge me, but I remember one time I had so much work to do and I'm in school. Baby, when I tell you I was asking for support for months, it took them like 3 months to send somebody to help me. Man, and if somebody would have, and I was getting more stressed out because my supervisor at the time, the way that she would approach me, it made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. And she wanted me to do more. And I'm like, bitch, you don't see me working hard. I didn't feel like she was judging me, but I felt like she was expecting too much from me. And I communicated like, baby, you doing too much. You stressing me out. How about I not see you? Please, get away from me. Friendships looks like, oh, she fake. She canceled her plans again. Now, mind you, like I said, understanding only goes so far. If your friend keep canceling plans on you, that says something. It's a lack of respect. But you can be understanding and get the information first. Always get information to expand your understanding of the situation before you just go on and make a decision. But like I said, just because you can understand don't mean you cannot cut people off. Once you understand what's going on and you make a judgment from your understanding, keep it pushing. So actually, it could be she's been canceling a lot lately. I wonder if she's going through something that she hasn't shared yet. So what you going through? You couldn't find a babysitter? First of all, I don't really have too many friends with kids for a particular reason. But if my friend kept canceling on me, I'm showing up at your house. I'm showing up at your house. We're too grown. Why you keep canceling on me? You not sick. And I got your location. So I see exactly where you are. And if I come to that house, you might have canceled going out, but now I'm at your house, and what you gonna do? I'm knocking at the door. Open the door. And I got food. So what's up? Yep. Look, I ain't got too many friends, so for the people who I'm with, I'm not playing. I'm not playing with you. And I don't even like canceling. I don't even like people showing up late. So canceling would piss me off. You cancel more than once. That's why I be saying I do have a problem with judging people, because I don't care. You do it too many times, now we got problems. We got real problems. So parenting, our family, it looks like my kid is being bad. He will not sit still. Calling kids bad. Be careful calling kids bad. I'm telling y'all. Versus understanding. Looks like he has so much energy right now. Maybe he needs to run around before we sit down. I had to talk to a couple of kids today because they pissed me off. Oh my God, these kids was pissing me off today. They were stressing me out. And I had to talk to a couple of kids today, and I had to choose understanding over judging. I had to choose understanding over judging. What happened was one of the kids too old to be acting away. And mind you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't give a fuck if you on the spectrum or not. Behavior, people choose who to treat good and treat bad. Kids know who they can act up with. And I'm the one who you're not gonna be doing that with, baby. You're not doing that with me. I'm not playing. And I think I learned this because I used to work in a classroom. I used to go into a classroom and work where it was an older black woman. And when I tell you, all those kids, she did not play with them kids. And them kids were in line. So once I saw that, that gave me the go-to to not play with these kids. Because I saw these kids will pick and choose who to act up with And with that older black woman, she did not play. She had particular rules. That classroom went in the flow. So that's what I did today. I be having to go off on these kids, and I be like, that's why you're not getting no coloring pages, and we're not doing no brain breaks, because you acting up. The behavior is bad. I don't call kids bad. I say you're showing me bad behavior. And I told y'all about my good apple, bad apple experience. I had my bad apple in a jar. I got a little jar like this, and it got an apple in it, and at the top it says bad. So when they start acting up, this is what I do. This is what I do. I get the bad apple, and I say, this is what you acting like right now. This is what you acting like right now. I did it to one of the kids. He said, no. I said, yes. Stop acting up. So I had to pull him to the side because I said, this is behavior is a little bit too extreme for me. You're doing a little bit too much today, sir. So I pulled him to the side and I said, why are you acting like this? So then he went into the whole story. He said he felt like he got a 0 IQ. I said, I barely know what an IQ is. How do you know what an IQ is? You don't even know what an IQ is. Y'all, when I tell you the stuff that the kids said to me today, off topic, I had one of the kids tell me, hold on. This is off topic, y'all. But one of my kids, I gave them toys. So he said, you need to go get some more toys. Because the toys is getting low. You ain't got no more good toys in here. So I said, okay, but I don't want to spend that much money because it's going to come out of my pocket. So I said, what toys you trying to get? He said, you can go on Amazon and get the big Transformers. I said, big Transformers? What you think this is? He said something about $100. I said, well, if I got $100, I'm going to go get my nails and my toes done. I said, you can give me $100. I told him, you going to give me the money to go get that. If you give me the money to go get that, I'll go get it. And I'll put in the treasure chest for you. And he said about $100. I said, okay, well, if you give me $100, I'm going to go get my nails and toes done. He said, see, when I get older, my girlfriend not going to do da-da-da. This is like a third grader. I said, okay. He said, and this is why I'm not going to date no gold diggers. And I said, what do you know about a gold digger, sir? He kept being like, I just know about him. I just know about him. I said, how you know about a gold digger? He said, YouTube. I said, okay, you keep watching the YouTube, your life going to go to shambles. Because gold digger, boy, you crazy. Anywho, kids be on the YouTube. I'm telling you, that's why my kid, they gonna have all the restrictions. Because why are you talking about a gold digger and you don't even know what a gold digger is? No, Rico, when I tell you, I know for sure that boy gonna be hell on wheels. I know for sure that boy, that boy's crazy. And I don't mean crazy in like a negative way. I just mean like he think he grown. He think he's so grown. Yeah, John. Kids are definitely more advanced. And that's why I do not be playing with these kids on the spectrum. Because when I tell you, they gonna act, they may, be delayed in some ways. But I done seen kids go on YouTube, turn TVs on, find a remote control, turn the TV on, go to YouTube and look up a video of what they want to watch, sit down and watch the video. Once I know you can access YouTube and find that, I'm not playing no games with you. Once I see that as a child you can do that, I'm not playing no games with you. I completely understand that you understand me. So, what the new words mean? No, for real. And definitely asking, what does gold digger mean? What does brain rot mean? What does 6'7" mean? 6'7"? I don't even know what that means. So anywho, back to what we were saying. Understanding people. I definitely had to choose to do that. And once I understood that this boy, basically once I had that conversation with the kid today, he was like, my brain is bad. My brain is mean. And he basically was just really saying negative things about himself. And so, I always have to motivate my kids, hype them up. I ain't going to play with you. You too grown and you too smart. You too intelligent. He told me everything he wanted. I said, you know what? We'll try to incorporate some of these things into our activities. But, baby, if you keep acting like that, we're going to have beef every time. That's how I be talking to my kids sometimes. I'm not going to lie. So, don't be calling your kids bad. Just identify the bad behavior, y'all. Don't be calling your kids bad. Because then they start acting bad. Anything that they see that's bad, you said that they bad. Now they have a self-concept of I'm bad, and everything that I've seen that is bad is who I am. Be careful. So the next one, strangers and people in society in general. You judging somebody, you said that person is homeless because they're irresponsible. That person is homeless because they're a drug addict. Versus, I wonder what challenges led them to being unhoused. Was it mental health? Was it lack of support? Was it a job loss? These are ways that you should think about, judging versus understanding. I think that judging less can cause a peaceful life. When you try to understand, you'll live a more peaceful life. John said he better transform that attitude, talking about a transformer. Man, if I could record every session that these kids be talking, they would just say, when I tell you, these kids have their own personality. They just be saying whatever, and I just be like, that's the faces I be making. What? I like, what are you talking about? What's up? What's going on? So when you judging, this is the pattern. When you judging, you looking at the surface level. You look at the surface level. You're labeling that person. But when you're understanding, you're going deeper. And you're considering the why behind actions. The why. So and I think that judging people, it's like if you have like a friend and you don't like their relationship, of course, understanding goes so far. But like, let's say you got a friend you don't like their relationship. Sometimes you have to get more information as to why they're so attached to this relationship and not just judge them, because a lot of times you will judge them and then you'll leave that relationship. You'll cut that relationship off. And if this is actually a good-hearted person who's, treated you well, never done anything to you, there's no reason to just cut off a good friendship because they made bad choices for themselves if it's not affecting you. I mean, sometimes you can create space, but, sometimes it's okay to just understand your loved ones. Chris, you said it's the damn internet and games for real. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Y'all heard about Roblox? Hey, shot of 10. John said in the music, too. Yeah, facts. That's why I be thinking, like, if I have kids, I may be one of them parents who, like, my kid be like, I can't never have nothing. And then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to show crackheads on the computer. And I'm be like, do you want to be like this crackhead? I'm going to teach my kids to judge. I'm like, you want to be like this crackhead? Okay, you ain't going to have no teeth. Okay, you sitting up here, you don't want to listen to me, you ain't going to have no teeth. And you going to be out there homeless because you don't want to listen to me. Yep. Hey, Red, you said it's all time and chance. Okay, shot of 10, I can't wait. But Rico said, oh, no, mine gonna know the deal. I'm gonna tell him the truth. Period. We love an active father. Stay active, y'all. But that's the conversation for today. I like the conversation. It definitely gave me a little bit more insight because I was actually just having a conversation with somebody yesterday about judging and how they realize that they be judging people. And I mean, what y'all really think about it? I know I heard some people, I think John maybe said something earlier about gossiping and judging as well. And Real Rico, I heard you say something about gossiping, I think. But what y'all think? Because life is crazy. Life is interesting. I will add with the story that I was telling you guys earlier about the girl where she was spreading gossip about me and another girl. And everybody was judging the other girl based on her work ethic, not knowing who she was and not knowing her capabilities. I'm not like best friends with the girl or nothing, but we're cordial, We have a decent relationship, and she'll call me every now and again and ask for some support, ask clarity questions about something. And I'll talk to her and I'll be chit-chatting with her. what they be saying when it's like chit chatting, y'all be like, I feel like it's called throwing the bone or something. What's it called? Just not be on the phone talking shit with her. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, my mental health would have been a little bit lower than what it was. It was already low. But because I had somebody who I could talk shit with, I was cool. So that definitely deepened our bond. Me, instead of me judging her and bullying her alongside these other old ass, weird ass hoes, I chose to sit here and get to know her. Like I said, she not perfect, but she not as bad as them other weird hoes. So it was good for me. Also, understanding is emotional maturity. You sit up here, you judging people, you a little bit immature. If you choose to understand, that shows you have a high emotional intelligence and a high maturity rate. So yeah, that's the conversation for today, y'all. I really want to know, was there a time where y'all chose to understand somebody over judging them in y'all's life? I'm gonna give y'all some time to answer. I think sometimes I be talking so much, y'all be like, okay, she done moved to 8 different conversations and I just finished this paragraph. So I'm gonna let y'all answer the question. I'm speaking to you, friend. How you feel about it? You know, what I think about is celebrities. There are so many things that go on in celebrity news and they'll just say whatever. No evidence to back it up. And then people really be believing it. People really believe it. And then they'll make a whole judgment of who the celebrity is just based off of gossip. You say it's a tough call. You need to be smart, intelligent, quick, and cold, maybe. To do what? To understand? Pure speculation. I have another conversation I want to talk to y'all about, though. I want to see what y'all think. You said yes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end this because I want to see what y'all think. So, just be on your toes. Yep, be on your toes. Be on your P's and Q's. They'll see something about some celebrity on TMZ and automatically believe it to be true. Exactly. People don't have critical thinking skills anymore. It's not always clear that the news is not always right. Even the news that will tell you about the weather is not always right. And that's from people who went to school to study this information. They'll get up and be like, oh, it's going to rain all day and then it's sunny. And that's from people who literally went to school to study this. So, like, you can't listen to everybody. And even if they do have a degree, you really do have to make your own judgment and figure out it by yourself. Because you never know with these people. Michael Jackson. Yeah. Exactly. So I want to know what y'all think. I was journaling last night. Y'all know I journal every night. As long as I'm not too tired, I'm going to journal. And I was just thinking about how jealousy has played a role in my life. Being who I am, it's unfortunate, but I've experienced a lot of jealousy. a lot of just jealousy from people who were insecure. And I think I might have told this story a long time ago, but y'all may not remember, so I'm gonna tell y'all again. I went out with coworkers one day. This was like last year. I went out with coworkers one day. And of course, there are people who flirt with me. I don't want y'all. I don't want them, right? So I'm very like, cool, you know, ha ha ha, he he he. We gonna have a good time going about our day. And there was another girl who was talking about me to other girls, to other people who worked with me. And I guess she was telling them how she doesn't like me. Now, mind you, I don't think she knows that I know about this conversation. I don't know her. But I had this conversation with somebody who said that she was her friend. Right? And so the girl told me everything that the girl was saying. She was like, she don't like me. And mind you, the girl trusted me because I had already affirmed her one time. She was telling me she was having a bad day. She was applying to these jobs. I had affirmed her. And then she said later that day, she got calls back from her job. Right? That's who I am. I'm magical, period. I'm always going to affirm people. That's why words of affirmation is one of my favorite ways to support people. So ever since that happened, we was kind of just locked in, and we shared the same room. We was always in the same room. So I think that's why she felt so comfortable to tell me everything, even though they were close. So she's telling me how the girl don't like me. She's telling me how the girl got a terrible life at home because of whatever. She said the girl didn't like me because the guy that she liked me. But I don't pay that man no mind. I'm like, girl, you don't like me for no reason. Like, we could have been cool. We could have been like, F this man. This man got like 8 kids. Why you don't like me for a man who got like, this is what I be talking about, these women be mentally ill. You don't like me, but this man got like 8 kids. Why do you think me, no children? Young, hot, beautiful. My life ahead of me. Why you think I'm gonna stop my life to go date a man with 8 kids? Please let's be so for real. So she didn't like me. That's what I was told. But now every time when I see her, mind you, before this happened, I barely noticed her. It was like, oh, you know, cool, going about my day. Now that I know this information, and I've been knowing this since last year, every time we're in the same vicinity, she's like, oh, hi. She makes sure to say hi to me. Like, even like I was walking today, and she was behind me. She was walking in the door. She was like, oh, hi. And I was like, what? You say you could see people hating on me. You exude goddess energy. You said, why they be hating? I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. Hey, Shasta, welcome back, girly. Thank you, baby. I be trying to figure it out because I'm actually a cool person. Like you, we talk, we gonna be cool. I'm a girl's girl. Like, I'm only a girl's girl for girls with common sense. Once I see you don't got no common sense, bitch, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. I don't want to fuck with you. You're mentally ill. But, hey, Kelvin, hey. And so, yeah, so it just made me think about my experience with jealousy and, like, me being me, and people being insecure around me. And how that, because I used to have a fear of like abandonment, of people leaving me, and I used to feel like a little bit scared and anxious to show up fully as myself, because I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna be myself, and then these people are gonna be insecure, and I'm gonna lose a relationship. And I was just like thinking about that last night, and I'm like, look how many opportunities I am missing because I'm afraid to lose a relationship with somebody who is insecure. And it's like, your insecurity, I'm so worried about your insecurity that I am limiting myself in this lifetime. It's crazy. It's just so crazy. I was just thinking about that last night in my relationship with jealousy. And I'm definitely changing my relationship with jealousy. And I think it's going to make me like stand out a little bit more. It's going to make me like not give a fuck a little bit more. You know, I'm already on that spectrum of not giving a fuck about certain stuff. But like, other than that, it's like, it also scares me Because that, you know, to be around somebody who could talk about you, I don't know to the extent of what she said about me. I didn't be like, oh, what she say, but I know obviously she wasn't speaking highly of me. So to know that there's people who could sit up here and smile in your face and say hi to you and, you know, be cordial with you, but they have so much shit to say about you behind your back is like, scary. You said sound like a setup. You said our light can irritate demons and people. Facts. You don't have to dim your light for anybody to keep doing you. And yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Who was that? Girl, somebody at work. How to counteract jealousy for you. Not giving a fuck. Letting people die on their own sword. On some slick stuff. Yeah. Exactly, Chris. So I don't know. Have y'all ever had any experiences with jealousy? Because I've always been a natural at the things that I do. But you know, I was also having a conversation with somebody today about this because she was telling a story and a lot of what she said sounded like me. Mind you, this is an older woman. She's like 40 something years. Y'all know I'm 40. We the same age. No, she's an older woman. She's like 40 something years old, but she looks so good. She looks so good in shape. She's beautiful, beautiful black woman. Beautiful black woman. So I really look up to her. I really admire her. She's married, been married, she said 10 years. She got the kids, children. You know, she's getting her, you know. So I really admire her. I look up to her and I respect her. So I always love to talk to her. And I don't always get to see her that often, especially with the job that I do. You don't always get to see people who do the same job as you because you're the only one in that particular building. So whenever I do get to see her, I love to just chop it up. So her story that she was telling me sounded just like my story. She was talking about somebody who was professionally bullying her. And, you know, we had that conversation and she was just talking about how even her therapist was like, you think she like you? And it's a lot of times people who want to be you, they see what you got and they think that what they judge you based off a surface level, really not knowing who you are. And they think that that's all to who you are. And she was even talking about like, you don't know me. She said today, I'm telling her business now, but yeah, I don't know her. She said today was the day of her child's birthday who passed away when he was like 5 years old. She's like, y'all don't see that. Y'all don't know me. You don't know what I'm going through. You just judge me. You make these judgments based off of what you see because I'm a beautiful lady who's holding it together well, who seems like she got her life together. And you know, I think it's the same thing with me. Like people see me, they like, oh, she's pretty. She looks smart. She's so nice. And I'm like, bitch, you don't know me. I'm kind of from the hood. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna show up and be like I'm hood. I'm not gonna act ghetto. But baby, it's not all peaches and ice cream over here, baby. But I'm not gonna carry that and make that my whole personality. Cause I got more to me than where I came from. Go with your gut instinct because that's always on point. My gut instinct is to not trust these hoes. I don't trust none of these hoes. I don't trust none of these hoes. And I'm not gonna lie, we talked about judging people. I judge people based off their relationship with their man. If you got a bum man, if your man is a bum, I judge you. No, thank you. So, like I said, we had these conversations. I'm not perfect, y'all. I just like to have the conversations. We just like to build awareness. You don't look at me thinking that I'm the end all be all, because I'm still human too. And I'm a judge a bitch. Because I don't fuck with you. Period. So. No, for real. Okay, you tell me. You not gonna judge a lady who got a boyfriend who a bum, or a husband who a bum, a man who a bum. You got a lady who her car break down. She over here trying to figure out how she gonna get it worked out. And it's like, girl, your man ain't got no job. I'm judging you. I'm sorry. I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you either. You said that lady insecure. Exactly. I'm not helping you. I'm judging you. And I'm not going to judge you too harshly because I'm like, something's obviously, I'm going to try to understand. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to understand. I'm not going to ask you too many questions, but mentally I'm going to be like, okay, maybe she mentally ill. Maybe she just lost somebody recently and she can't see the reality of what's going on clearly. Maybe she's trauma bonding with this man. Something is going on. This doesn't make sense. You say I be saying that about women. They man lame. Real Rico said, oh, I judge that type of stuff for sure. Yeah. And I'll judge a man too. I'll judge a man. If your girlfriend is ugly and she not taking care of herself, I think that's a direct reflection of who that man is. That's just how I be. Like, shots to talk about she left so don't be scared of that dog. Y'all remember one time somebody was trying to talk to me and I had met their baby mama and the baby mama's hair wasn't done. And I was like, I would never talk to you. Why your baby mama's hair not done? Why do you have a baby mama? Let's start there. Why do you have a baby mama? And why you got your baby mama working? I mean, the girl was working for him, but no, thank you. Your baby mama's hair not done. That's just, I will judge you based off the type of woman. If your woman's hair not done, she look unkempt. That says a lot about a person. But y'all, don't have me on here talking all day, y'all. We about to get off of here. Y'all want to talk about anything before we get off? The type of people you're around show me who you are. Yeah. That's why I was like, I gotta go. Bye-bye. I don't want to be around this. No, thank you. Hey, Early. But I'm gonna guess there's nothing else. Y'all don't want to talk about nothing. Y'all got no questions about the topic. Y'all don't have no stories. None of that. No jokes. None of that. Son, do you want to come say hi to the live? Come here, baby. Look, he's asleep. I'm bothering his peace. So, I'm gonna leave him over there. I'm glad I can make y'all laugh. I'm so glad I can make y'all laugh because, man, I was just working. Y'all know all I do is work at this point. I'm tired of it. I was working with these kids and the girl, she just keep laughing. I'm like, I must be a damn comedian. I didn't say damn, but I'm like, I must be a comedian or something because you just keep laughing. Why do you keep laughing? She's like, you just make me laugh. You're so funny. I'm like, girl, ain't shit that funny. But okay. You said I'll talk to you more tomorrow if you on, because I know I gotta check on my dad as usual. Okay, girl. Okay, Shasta, thank you, baby. Have a good night, Airly. Okay, y'all. I'm glad I can be a comedian for y'all. I always wanted to be a comedian, so that's another secret talent, I guess. But I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm gonna prepare for bed and I'm going to relax. Maybe one day we can do a breakdown. If y'all watch that show Damascus, it's only like 6 episodes on Tubi, so it's free. Thank y'all. Thank you, Early. Thank you, John. I love you too. So if y'all watch that show on Tubi, it's called Damascus. It's probably one of the best quality shows on Tubi that I've ever seen. And I would love to do a little conversation breakdown about the show because I'm like, manifestation. Obviously, you know, look, ring it in my ear. Maybe I need to do a breakdown. I hear the ringing in my ear. Remind me to tell you when I saw Dave Chappelle live. Okay, period. We're going to talk about Dave Chappelle next time, Shasta. So, yeah, I just heard ringing in my ear. Maybe we need to do a breakdown. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, we'll talk about it another day so I can actually remember everything that happened because it was such a good show. So, y'all go ahead, watch it. And then, am I coming tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow's Tuesday. We only have 2 more prompts left. So, we're going to do this. Okay, before I get off, we're going to do our last 2 prompts this week. And then I'm going to change my schedule. So I'm thinking 3 to 4 days a week instead of every day. I cannot maintain every single day. It's just not possible. So we're going to try 3 to 4 days a week. And then we'll go from there. We'll see. And the next topic, we're talking about leisure. So tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. So I'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll be here Friday. That's good. That's good. What did I say? Why y'all saying girl tomorrow, Wednesday? What did I say? I don't know what's going on anymore. So it's okay. Okay, what time? We're going to be here 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Oh, I said Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all for understanding. I'll be here 6 p.m. Central Time. Central Time. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Mwah. Bye, y'all.